Hey guys, welcome to another video provided to you by yours truly, Dungeon Cleaner. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the new Elden Ring DLC and some of the patch updates. So first we want to look at this area right here. It's Limgrave Coliseum. The closest way to get to it is from the War Master's Shack. Just make your little run right here, open these doors and interact with the Marika statue. Second place we want to look at, we want to go to Mistwood Forest. If you've not went down the well, go here, go all the way around, make your run past these grace points and go to this elevator where there's an imp statue requiring 2 stone sword keys. Ride the elevator up, get your grace right here and run up this ravine past the 2 giants and open up the doors behind the giant jar guy and interact with that statue. Next place we want to go to is in Lindale Capital. You go around this way. There's multiple ways to go inside Lindale Capital. This is the most simplest way, past the Draconic Tree Sentinel. This west Grace Point, West Capital Rampart Grace Point, make your way past the Gargoyle and the Horn guys, open up the door at the Coliseum, past the Gladiator dudes, interact with the statue. So that's basically it to actually start doing your arenas. This is some of the best content that I've played yet in Elden Ring. I love it very much, and we'll talk a little bit about what the arena looks like and some patch notes. Alright, what we're going to take a look at is some of the patch notes for the PvP exclusive balance adjustments in 1.08. There has been some changes with some things that have definitely been needing attention. First, they've reduced the thrusting weapons counterattack damage with all thrusting weapons and reduced guard efficiency when attacking with your shield up for most weapons, probably thrusting weapons only, basically, because that's the only type of weapons you can use while blocking. Poise damage has been reduced for most of your swords and some axes and katanas, and reduce the poise damage of Incantation Bestial Sling, which it needed that, and Carian Slicer has been nerfed as well. And there's some other adjustments that has been made. They have slightly increased the speed of crouching and rolling attacks with the Colossal Swords again, so they're a little bit faster after the last nerf. There's been a couple other adjustments here. That looks like they're trying to make hammers and great hammers and other colossal weapons a little bit on nerfed as far as poise damage goes, reducing the poise damage of Cragblade weapon art. Reduce the hitbox duration of the flame portion of the Flaming Strike weapon art. I think that definitely could have used that. Or increase the time it takes to activate the guard part with Shield Bash, and reduce the poise damage of the Gravity Bolt weapon art. And they have also fixed some bugs. It's important to note that there were a lot of people that were using a crouch technique while they were sprinting to bring some of their stamina back, but that has been patched, so you no longer get stamina back from crouching while you're sprinting, which really that didn't make any sense anyway. So kind of glad that they did that. And there's been multiple bug fixes. If you want to really look at it, just search patch 1.08 and look them up. But now we're just going to kind of take a little bit of a look at some of the arena content on one of my characters, Lecherous Knight. He's basically just a strength build. He's got, I think, 10 points into faith, 10 or 12 or something like that, so really not much faith. I consider mostly just a strength build, and the only faith points were just for like some utility, like the very minor intelligence, or I'm sorry, the magic buff that reduces magic damage, just the very, very minor one. So we'll take a look at some arena now. So this was my very first 6-man free-for-all doing arenas. This is the Limgrave Coliseum. You can't use any summon ashes here. It's just 6 players basically, every man for himself, and whoever gets the most killing blows by the end of the match will be considered the supreme combatant or contender or whatever it's called. So it's a lot of chaos. Obviously, for a strength build, it's a little bit more difficult to manage the entire field. You're not going to be able to get a lot of kills very quickly, so you got to kind of focus fire on one enemy at a time. Try to prioritize whenever you're doing this. You'll notice that there's going to be a lot of AoE, area of effect damages from other players. You'll probably see a lot of Rotten Breaths. You'll probably encounter a lot of the Sacred Relic Sword using the Waves of Gold attack. You might see a lot of the Cannon of Haima, you might see a lot of the Giant's Fireball, and some of the Faith Intelligence spells with the rings like you see right there. This is a really fun thing to do in Elden Ring, though. If you've not been in PvP much, if you hate invasions, if you don't like dueling much, this is a really refreshing change of pace for the PvP. And I'm so glad they did this because I've been invading. If you've been watching any of my other videos, you know I love to invade. I have multiple builds, and I've been having so much fun, but this was my very first, like I said, arena, so I was like really digging it.
Oh, got a good parry riposte on me. That was awesome. Well played, sir. Oh, God. Cease combat. Who's the winner? I won!